Today's Key Stage 3 literacy session. Now, just to let you know, you may think some of the work is too easy at the beginning of this presentation, and if you do, feel free to skip through it. However, I think sometimes it's really good to revisit some of the earlier skills. So you are going to need your exercise book and a pen. Don't forget, if you do complete the exercises, please take a picture of it. If you've got access to on a phone, please email it in to us. There are rewards being given for work that is completed at home. So the first session today, we're looking at using commas and full stops. Now, commas are used to separate elements within a sentence. In other words, they can break the sentence up by making the reader pause. So what I would like you to do is work out how the meaning of the sentence would change if the comma was deleted. So the first one we're going to look at is from the Oxford Dictionary definition of a panda. It eats, shoots, and leaves. So as you can see, because of the comma after the word eats, we pause. It eats, shoots, and leaves. Now, the second one we're looking at from Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone is where Hermione and Harry are talking. Harry, is Lord Voldemort? Began Hermione. Now, you can see the ellipsis, the 3 dots after the word Voldemort, which implies that Hermione is going to say something else. Yes, answered Harry, Lord Voldemort is alive. Now, if we look at these individually and see what would happen if we take away the commas. So, from the first one, from the Oxford Dictionary definition of a panda, it eats, shoots, and leaves. Now, if we removed the comma, so the first expression is, with the comma, it eats, so a panda eats, okay, it could shoot, bang, 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 and kill somebody, and then it leaves the scene. So removing the comma would indicate that the panda eats vegetation, shoots and leaves, rather than eating, firing a rifle, a hand weapon, and then leaving the scene. Okay, does that make sense? So in this case, inserting a comma makes rather a fundamental difference. So he eats, shoots and leaves, or he eats food, shoots a gun, and then leaves the room. So the meaning is completely different with or without the comma. Now, the second one from Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, if we look at it here and we say, Harry, is Lord Voldemort? Began Hermione. Yes, answered Harry. Lord Voldemort is alive. Now, if we remove the comma here, this would suggest that Harry is Lord Voldemort. Harry is Lord Voldemort. So that is what Hermione would be stating. So it's a little bit of a twist on the original. So we need to know how important commas are. Now, if we have a look at the next piece of writing, I want you to basically take a deep breath and see if you can read to the end of the sentence, because we've taken out all of the full stops and all of the commas, okay? So I want you to see, literally, if you can, have a look at a clock or put a timer on your phone and see how far you get or how long it takes you, and can you read to the end of the sentence? So as you can tell, there is no punctuation at all. So I'm going to try it now, and I am going to use my timer. So I found him on the garage on a Sunday afternoon. It was the day after we moved into Faulkner Road. The winter was ending. Mum had said we'd be moving just in time for the spring. Nobody else was there, just me. The others were inside the house with Dr. Death worrying about the baby. He was lying there in the darkness behind the tea trust in the dust and dirt. It was as if he'd been there forever. Okay, so I managed to get to forever on the 4th line. Have you beaten me? Can you beat me? So this Key Stage 3 extract is from Skellig by David Almond. I hope you had the opportunity to read it in the past. Now, there are 12 missing full stops and there are 3 missing commas. So see if you can find out where they should be and put them in. Okay, ladies and gents, so there are a total of 15 marks there. So I want you to pause this bit now before we go on to the answers. So 2 things. See how far you can get before you stop without in just one breath, and also see if you can fill that in, filling in the 12 missing full stops and the 3 missing commas. So I want you to pause this now. Okay, so if we have a look here, At the answers. I found him in the garage on a Sunday afternoon. It was the day after we moved into Faulkner Road. The winter was ending. Mum had said we'd be moving just in time for the spring. Nobody else was there, just me. The others were inside the house with Dr. Death, worrying about the baby. He was lying there in the darkness behind the tea chests, in the dust and dirt. It was as if he'd been there forever. He was filthy and pale and dried out, and I thought he was dead. I couldn't have been more wrong. I'd soon begin to see the truth about him, that there'd never been another creature like him in the world. Okay, well done, ladies and gents, if you got them correct. If you do want any more support with that, please do let me know. Okay, so that's the end of our session there on full stops and commas. Now, moving on. As you can see, each week, the words are getting more and more difficult, but you are certainly up to the challenge. So the definitions, I want you to get a dictionary, or you can use a search engine on your phone, or if you've got a laptop or a PC, and I want you to find the definitions of these words. Appetite, approach, opposition, application, opportunity, appreciation, appealing, appearance, approximately, and correspondence. Now, can you see the odd one out there? Okay, words 1 to 9 have all got a double P in there, where correspondence has got a double R. And the first 9 start off with vowels, A and O, where number 10 starts with a consonant, C. So, ladies and gents, I would like you to pause this now, and I want you to write out the word and then its meaning next to it. So please pause this session now. Okay, so if we have a look at the definitions, appetite. So your appetite is your desire to eat. So if you said to me, oh, I haven't really got an appetite, it means you're not hungry. Or if you say, oh, I've got a massive appetite, it means that you really want to have lots of food. Okay, number 2, approach. When you approach something, you get closer to it. So is your birthday approaching, or is a special time approaching in your life? Right, the opposition is somebody that has an opposite or opposing view to you. So the opposition is strong, angry, or violent disagreement, or it's a disapproval. Application. Now, there are 2 different meanings for this. So you can apply for a job, you can apply for a membership of an organisation, so it's normally a formal written request, or you fill in an application online, or you can apply something to the surface of something, so you put it on or you rub it into the surface, or you could even apply cream to your face, or if you've got eczema, you would apply that cream to the certain parts where you've got eczema. Now, opportunity. Opportunity is a situation in which it's possible for you to do something that you want to do. So you've got many opportunities at the Edge Academy to do well. You've got many opportunities to succeed. And obviously you need to take that opportunity. Now, appreciation. So appreciation of something is the recognition and enjoyment of its good qualities. So do you appreciate what your families, parents, carers do for you? Have you got some people have an appreciation of flowers or chocolate, or an appreciation of fine wine. So they look at the good things in something. Now, again, if something's appealing, it's pleasing and attractive. Appearance. So again, there's more than one meaning. It can be quite ambiguous. So appearance, when someone makes an appearance at a public event or in a broadcast, they take part in it. So there might be a celebrity appearance where somebody famous might come. Or if we talk about somebody's appearance, it is the way that they look. Okay, almost there. Number 9, approximately. So if we said approximately, how many days are in February? Well, there is an actual answer to that, but you could say, oh, it's around, or it's close to, or approximately how does something weigh, and you might hold it in your hands to work out, or approximately how tall you are, in case you were going to say maybe go on a fairground ride. Okay, the last one is correspondence. So correspondence is the act of writing letters or an email to someone and then receiving information back. Normally it is in a letter style, and it obviously coming through your door. Okay, well done, ladies and gents. Okay, the next session today, we're looking at our word of the day, and our word of the day is influence. So what I want you to do, as you know by now, is again, go to a search engine or find a dictionary. I want you to look up the meaning of the word influence, any synonyms, words that are similar to influence, antonyms, words opposite to influence, and then please can you write a sentence with the word influence in it. Okay, ladies and gents, if you want to stop this session here for the moment while you do that work. Okay, and here you go. Here we've got some answers. So there are actually, again, a couple of meanings to influence. We have the noun, okay? So influence is the power to make other people agree with your opinions or do what you want, okay? Or it's the verb, the action word. If you influence someone, you use your power to make them agree with you or do what you want. So how much influence have you got over your friends and family? Are you influential? Do you do things positively? Now, synonyms for influence are impact, impress, to sway someone to your opinion. You have an effect or have an impact. However, the opposite, the antonyms, are powerlessness, weakness, or incapacity. Now, sentences with influence are, I have rather a large influence over a good many people. He denies exerting any political influence over them, and the government should continue to use its influence for the release of all hostages. Okay, now, as we looked at last week, we are looking at tier 1 and tier 2 words. So we do want to develop our vocabulary and more often than not use tier 2 words. So the tier 2 word influence, it means to affect somebody's thinking or their behaviour or their actions. So if we have a look, as we've gone over before, it's the power someone has over somebody or something, and it affects others' thoughts or behaviours. So what we find is in the media, adverts are used to influence how we feel or what we think about products and ultimately our behaviour. So if we have a look at the Heinz Beans advert, we've obviously got a beanstalk there and it says for truly magic beans. So it's making us think about that product, about how it can give us energy or how it's trying to influence us in a certain way to look positively upon that product. Now, if we have a look here at these pictures, okay, these paintings here, you can see that somebody has been influenced by another famous person's picture. Now, which one do you think is the original and which one do you think is the new piece of painting, and why do you think that is? Okay, something I want you to think about now is, have you or a person you know ever been influenced by anyone or anything? Okay, you could also think about characters on the TV or in books. So please will you write that information down in your exercise books now. Have you or a person you know been influenced by anyone or anything? And then moving on, getting your thinking caps on. There are 3 questions I would like you. If you've got family members around you, please feel free to discuss this information with them. Do you think it's more important for your Prime Minister to be influential or for a teacher? Please can you explain your answer? Do you think your parents or carers would want you to be influenced by other children? Again, explain your answer. And then some adults worry that the games children play can have a negative influence on them. Why might adults worry? Okay, ladies and gents, so if you would like to pause the session here, and I'd like you to write those 3 answers down in your exercise books or talk to somebody near you. Okay, so on to today's recommended read. You may have read it before. If you have, absolutely fantastic. It's one of the most emotive and one of my favourite books to read. So what do you think this novel might be about just from looking at the front cover? Again, please feel free to talk to a family member about it or write down what it could be about. So you've got the author's name there, David Williams. It says free hospital dinner inside, and it's called The Midnight Gang. Now, what are they sat in? What is around them? Think about the title. And then moving on. So we want to read, it's only a very brief extract this week from the novel, but I want you to think about what else the novel could be about and how does it engage us. "Hello, Porter," said Amber, as George and Robin struggled to wheel her to the entrance of the freezer room. "Good evening, young Miss Amber," replied the man. "I was planning to pop out from behind the igloo dressed as a polar bear and surprise you, but I just couldn't sew on the ears in time." The man offered up the hood. One of the black sponge ears was dangling by a thread. "It's brilliant!" exclaimed Amber. "It's your best one ever. I'd hug you if I could." The porter gently patted her head with his cotton wool glove. "That is sweet. Thank you, young lady. The wish to go to the North Pole took rather a lot of thinking on my part." Okay, I hope the accent wasn't too dodgy for you. So have another read of that extract. What else do you think the novel could be about, and how does it engage us? And finally, the last session for this Key Stage 3 literacy session is our Boggle task. Can you find all of the answers? Yet again, all of the letters just need to be touching either up, down, left, right, or diagonally. So as you can see there, we have the word not. There is a letter there that can become before the end the word not, but I don't want to say it or write it down. You'll find that there are a huge amount of answers. Again, if you want to win prizes, please take screenshots of the work you've done, email it to us at school, and we will get prizes out to you. Wishing you all a wonderful week. Bye-bye.